Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate.
Okay, so we are discussing 9th chapter, 3rd verse. You can repeat after me. Ashraddhadhanaha Purusha.
Ashraddhadhanaha Purusha.
Dharmasyasya Parantapa.
Dharmasyasya Parantapa.
Aprapya mam nivartante.
Aprapya mam nivartante.
Mrityu samsara vartmani.
Mrityu samsara vartmani.
Okay, so 9th third we are discussing. So this verse, what is 9th chapter all about? Pure devotion. Is it? Confidential. Confidential knowledge means pure devotion. Not just devotion but pure devotion. And first and second verse, Krishna was actually taking this opportunity to glorify his pure devotion. He wants to glorify his pure devotion. Krishna wants to glorify Srimati Radharani. And Radha is pure devotion. Srimati Radha is actually embodiment of pure devotion. So in other words, he is glorifying Radha and devotees who follow in her footsteps and perform pure devotion. But what is the starting of pure devotion and what is the end? First step of pure devotion is faith, Shraddha. And the last step is love, or the destination. So this chapter, just keep in your mind this thing. This chapter, although you will not, if you just read like this, you will not come to know what's happening. But Krishna is starting from faith and will take you to love. That's what he's doing in this chapter. How he does that, he doesn't tell you straightforward, this is faith, and this is nishtha, this is bhajan kriya, this is bhava, this is prem. He doesn't tell you like that. But it will take you from faith to love in a very different manner. He explains differently, but you have to keep an eye on what he's explaining. So that's why he starts with faith. But he starts with people who do not have faith. That's the idea. So some people have faith, some people don't have faith. There are just two categories, no? But there's third category also. And what's that? Some people have faith, devotees. Some people do not have faith, non-devotees. And what is the third category? Huh? Third category is people think they have faith, but they don't have. Those people Krishna is talking. I'll tell you. He's not talking about people who don't have faith. They are non-devotees. It's pretty simple. You can understand that. And people who have faith, they are devotees. But people who think they have faith but they don't have, what about them? And for them Krishna is talking in this verse. So he's saying Ashraddhadhana Purusha Dharmasyasya Parantapa. Ashraddhadhana means who are not faithful, who are not faithful in the devotional service, cannot attain me, O conqueror of enemies. That means they are already practicing devotional service but they are not faithful. You see? Idea, he's not talking about non-devotees who are not faithful. He is saying who are not faithful in this devotional service. That means they are practitioners. They think they have faith but they don't have. They are practicing. And anybody who is practicing, it's obvious that they will have some kind of faith. But the faith is either they think they have faith, they don't have faith, or their faith is weak. Weak. Yeah, so that is called Ashraddhadhana. So weak faith is different thing, but he's saying no faith, no, not faithful. So therefore they return to the path of birth and death in this material world. So Prabhupada entire purport he devotes to three kind of faiths. No, you go and read. Kanishtadikari, Madhyam and Uttam. First class faith, second class faith and third class faith. So first class faith is of course faithful. Second class faith is you are having faith but you are having knowledge also, but you can't transfer your faith to others. First class man, he will have faith and he has the potency to give it to others. Second class person will not be able to do for everybody. Like Prahlad. Prahlad was first class devotee. He could transfer his faith even to demons, his friends. We cannot do that. We can maybe transfer our faith to people who want it. It's like your Bhakti Vikasa, who is coming? Demons are not coming, no? Neither you have potency to bring them. Who are coming to these programs? Or Indian temples, or ISKCON temples? Mostly those people are coming who are already in search of faith. So they come themselves and then you preach and they become devotees. But challenge is to bring those who do not have faith. That's Prabhupada was saying. Then I will be happy. Prabhupada says. Because then that is your credit. But now it is his credit. He is coming and you are simply helping him, no? It's not a big thing. So those people are fine. First class man is that. Second class is he cannot transfer faith. He can discuss, that's okay with people who are coming, and that's okay. Third class person is he has faith, but he thinks he has faith, but he doesn't have. For them Krishna is talking. He thinks he has faith, but he doesn't have. Now what that means is, now what's the meaning of that? I think I have faith, but I don't have. For that you need to define faith. That's the idea, no? So what is the definition of faith?
Unflinching trust in something sublime.
That's English. What's the definition of faith?
Conviction.
That's synonymous. That's not definition. What do you mean by faith? I mean to say, if suppose, okay,
something in return. Like,
okay, fine. I'll put condition another way. If suppose you tell to somebody, just like new people are coming. Suppose if I tell you, all of you, you think you have faith, but you don't have. Suppose I tell you this. Now you will tell me, how can you say this? Prove to me. So how do I prove to you that you assume you have faith but you don't have?
Trust.
What trust?
No, you just tell them that jump from the top of the building, Krishna will save you.
No. That's... You know what Saturn? I understand you, but Saturn told Christ, you jump from the building and God will save you. You know what was his answer? His answer was that Bible says never test your Lord. That is testing God, no? So he didn't jump. So
Good call.
So what's faith? So Chaitanya Charitamrita defines faith. Definition of faith is Shraddha Shabde Sudrida Vishwas. And faith means to have trust in the knowledge of scriptures. That's faith. Otherwise there is no meaning of faith. If you have knowledge and if you believe in that knowledge, that is faith, no? Faith is dependent on beliefs, no? Strong belief is faith. So what is your belief, if I ask you? Your belief is formed on some previous knowledge, no? You have heard from so many people. You believe you believe that for example Traders Joe, their products are good. Suppose you believe that, and you bring their products, and I ask you, okay, fine. So why do you get Traders Joe? Why not others? You say, yeah, I believe they are good. I trust them. So I have that belief. So then my next question is, why did you form such belief? Is it? So then you will tell, okay, I heard from news, I heard from friend, I saw scientific research, I had this evidence, knowledge. So faith is based on knowledge. That's the idea. Any faith which is not based on knowledge, that is not called faith. What is that called? Blind faith or assumption. So, people assume they have faith, but they don't have faith. If you don't have scriptural knowledge, then you might think you have faith, but you don't have. Because your faith is not product of solid research. No? I have faith that Prime Minister of America, next Prime Minister of America, so next President of America will be Clinton. Okay, suppose. So fine, somebody says Trump. So, well, what is your logic behind that? People will ask, no, I have faith, just faith. And it's all nonsense, no. You think you have faith, but it's not faith. I have to ask you, what's your logic, what's your data, what's your evidence, and what's your research, on what basis, what's your statistics? So that's the same thing goes on here. That's why Krishna uses the word ashraddha. People who practice devotional service, but who don't have faith. But the fact they are practicing devotional service, they think they have faith. Otherwise, why will they practice? But Krishna says they don't have faith because they don't have knowledge of scriptures. That's the idea. And you read this purport nicely and you will come to know. So that is third class faith. Third class faith is that faith which is born of only of hearing. You hear from somebody and you believe. Third party hearing, no? So you might hear from devotees. I come and I tell you. Maybe some other devotees. But you don't do your homework. You don't read scriptures and you don't base your faith on solid scriptural knowledge. That is third class faith. So, or in technical words, that is Shraddha, or you may call it as Shraddha Abhas. So you understand what's the meaning of Abhas? Abhas means?
Realization.
No. Here Abhas means here Abhas means reflection. Reflection. It's a reflection of faith. It is not born of your own research. You have hired from somebody. Devotee's faith is reflecting in you. It is not yours. You understand? So either you call it as a reflection of faith, or you call it as having no true faith.
Mirror image.
Whatever. Reflection. No, reflection. Shadow. Not image. Shadow. That's a shadow of faith. You understand? So Prabhupada says in the purport. I don't know whether you can find, but next paragraph Prabhupada says,
when you hear from devotees, and that is how you actually learn the scriptures. That is one way of learning.
Yeah, but the point is, I understand your point. Here I am talking of that kind of hearing where you simply keep on hearing with no questions, applying your no mind, and simply accepting it, just like Indian community, it goes like that. So, and then really don't read scriptures and don't try to question yourself whether this is correct or wrong. Go in depth. Then you can't be sure that's a substance or shadow. And when time comes, substance is always there, but shadow, when sun is not there, no shadow. When time comes, illusion will break you. You can't sustain its force. So Prabhupada says in the purport, we have practical experience discharging a missionary activity that some people come and apply themselves to Krishna consciousness with some hidden motive. So some people might come to Krishna consciousness with some motive also. That's another point. So their faith is not actually faith, no? That's one thing. That's diplomacy. So in this word ashraddha, there are two kind of people. One kind of person is who is coming with hidden motive. He actually doesn't have faith. He shows that he has faith. Another person is who assumes he has faith but he doesn't have. So it's a very deep verse. And then Prabhupada says, a little while situated, they give up process and take to their old ways. So, as far as development of faith is concerned, one who is well versed in literatures of devotional service has attained the stage of firm faith and is called first class person. See? I don't know whether you can find or not, but just listen to me. So, Prabhupada says, development of faith is concerned with being well versed in literatures, devotional literatures. So your faith is gauged by the amount of knowledge you have of scriptures. That is why I keep on asking you shloka and points, and you might think, he's like just after us, but your faith will be, Krishna will see your faith according to knowledge. That's all. Otherwise it's all sentimental. It's a shadow. It can evaporate at any time. So if we have to advance, we have to take knowledge somehow. That's what Rupa Goswami says. Shastra Nipun. Chaitanya Charitamrita says, true faith is born of Shastra Nipun, expert in scriptures. So if you can't read alone, come and together and read. That's what you should be doing, no? In Bhakti Vikasa is, I don't know what you do, but you do something. I don't know what you do, but in India also Bhakti Vikasas are there. But the idea is we should, understanding scriptures means understanding the logic of scriptures. That's it. You might not cram everything. It's not required. If it you can cram, that's good. But you have to understand the dynamics of what actually scriptures want to convey to you. That's the idea, no? Everybody wants to, not the verses of scriptures, but the intention of scripture. They're two different things. So, this is faith. Okay, so first thing is faith. So, journey to love starts with faith. And true faith is born of knowledge of scriptures. So, read it. If you can't read, come with devotees and discuss it. No problem. That's fine. But do something. Do discuss. Okay. So, another question is how to increase that faith. That's the question. No, you might say, okay, fine. So, we have knowledge of scriptures. So, okay, fine. Do we have to read all scriptures? What to do? How to increase faith? Now, Krishna is coming to that point. How to increase your faith? In scriptures, there are so many things. You will find so many things. Here, by scriptures, I mean to say all Vedas, Puranas, Upanishads. There are so many things. Where to focus? You have to focus on one thing, no? There's so many instructions in scriptures, okay, how to eat, how to sit, how to walk, and it's helpful, but you have to focus on something. So Krishna advises, okay, how to increase faith. So text 4 he says, you can repeat after me. Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat avyakta murtina matsthani sarva bhutani na cha aham teshu avasthitah. So Krishna says, by me in my unmanifested form, his entire universe is pervaded, and all beings are in me, and I am not in them. So my question is,
again contradiction.
First is contradiction. Another question is, I just told Krishna is trying to help you how to increase faith. So how this verse is related to increasing faith? What's happening? Just a different verse now. So what Krishna is trying to say here? Okay, so there are two questions. First is contradiction. Another is how this verse is related to faith. So let's deal first question. This contradiction, all beings are in me, but I am not in them. So Prabhupada explains in the purport what this means. All beings are in me means that Krishna is everywhere. Everything is in Krishna. This means Krishna is everywhere, in form of super soul, also in his impersonal feature, Brahman. He's everywhere. Everywhere, because he's everywhere, he's in control of everything. I told you, you can't control everything if you are not everywhere. So the fact he's everywhere, the fact he's omnipresent, this proves that he's in control of everything. He knows everything, so he can control. So he's saying, all beings are in me. This means all beings are under my control. The meaning is this. Just like if you say, the family is with me. So that means I am the head and I am controlling them. No? They are under my orders. Okay? All beings are in me. They are under my control. But I am not in them. but I am not under their control. Simple. Simple. Everything is under my control, but I am under nobody's control. That's the idea. I am everywhere, but still I am separate from everybody. So I am everywhere, I am controlling everything, but still I remain aloof and nobody can control. This is very important verse. Now this is you understand? Simple. If you put just control word, you will be able to understand. But the question is, next question, how this verse is related to faith? What's the point? Krishna is helping us to increase faith, no? So now if you go to the verse, you will understand. Maya tadavindam sarvam jagadevakta murtina. Krishna says avyakt murti. Now this word is very important. Avyakt murti. Avyakt means which cannot be seen. Murti means form. So I am everywhere, but nobody can see me. That's the idea. Avyakt murti. He doesn't say avyakt light. People think he is light and everywhere. No. So we can cut that. Avyakt murti. My form is everywhere, inside your heart as Paramatma, in every atom, but nobody can see me. Avyakt means nobody can see me. So this is a first tip which Krishna is giving. If you want to increase your faith, you have to be conscious of this fact that Krishna is everywhere. That is Krishna consciousness. Not just in your temple. Then your faith will remain just in temple. That's all. When you will come out of temple, your faith is out. Because
is he in the Vishnu form or in Krishna form?
Yeah, mostly Vishnu form. He is in Vishnu form.
That is what
And Vishnu is part Vishnu form. But you have, that is first, if you want to increase your faith, first thing is you have to be Krishna conscious. Krishna conscious means you have to be conscious he is everywhere. What do you mean by consciousness? If you forget Krishna is everywhere, then your faith can't increase. So you see, it is not just matter of reading. Just I told you, if your faith is based on knowledge, your faith increases. So you think, okay, fine. We heard faith is based on knowledge, so faith increases. So let's do VIHE course or MIHE course and read all the books, and my faith will increase. Not necessarily. You might become scholarly, but no faith. Faith increases when you understand the essence of those scriptures. No, if you read all scriptures, you read and then apply, application. By application, your faith will increase. No, not just by reading. So when you read all scriptures, then you are thinking, so what to apply in life, what to do. So Krishna is saying application here. Jnana Vijnana Sahitam. Knowledge and application. Krishna is telling application here, see. He's telling application. He's giving his knowledge, at the same time he's telling application. So first point to increase faith is always remember that Jagat Avyakta Murtina, Krishna is everywhere. Now this also means, you have to always remember, so this word Avyakt means you cannot see him. Vyakt means manifest. Avyakt means he cannot see you, you cannot see him, but he can see you. That's the idea. This you have to remember. If you forget this point, you forget everything. And that is why Prabhupada starts this purport with this verse. Supreme Personality of Godhead is not perceivable through the gross material senses. Prabhupada says you have to spiritualize your senses. Atha Shri Krishna Nama Adi Na Bhavet Graham Indriyam Sevon Mukhai Jivadu Swayameva Surati Yada. You have to spiritualize your senses. And then you will be able to see him. Now, so what do you mean by spiritualize your senses? Spiritualizing your senses means, how do you spiritualize your senses? By always remembering that, okay, I cannot see him, but he can see me always. By this consciousness, your mind becomes, your senses become spiritualized. And how to always remember that he is seeing me? By chanting Hare Krishna. That's Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna is for that, not for completing rounds. It makes you remember. It keeps you remembering. Okay, fine, He is watching me. He is watching you all. If you can simply understand He is watching you, your life becomes perfect. Just by this. Just by one tip of Krishna. Then you can't do anything. Whatever you want. No, you have to do. You are under vigilance. What's that? CCT? You are under vigilance. So you will do whatever is pleasing to Krishna. Is it? So it's a beautiful practical tip. Krishna is giving practical tips, not just knowledge. So that's first thing. And okay, I'll come to this point. And the next tip is Matsthani Sarva Bhutani. Everything is under my control. Everything is under my control. So Krishna says, okay, fine. You have to, second tip you have to remember that Krishna is controlling our lives. Nothing is out of control. We think things are out of control. But nothing is. So we think this devotee is out of control. No. Everything is under perfect control of Krishna. Absolute control. If you say that this thing is not under His control, it is blasphemy of God. And you think His system is imperfect? It's not imperfect. And that is why this is second practical tip. A devotee should always remember He is controlling my life. He is controlling everybody else's life. And that is why Prabhupada says a devotee doesn't have any anxiety. Anxiety comes when we think things are out of control, no? That's always the cause of anxiety, nothing else. So Prabhupada, in other words, Prabhupada says, devotees Krishna is talking about devotees. You see? He's talking about how to increase your faith. So if devotees who have material anxieties, or anxieties everybody have, but who cannot, so devotees who cannot overcome anxieties by proper devotion, that means, so what that means? That means he has forgotten that everything is under control of Krishna. So many things might happen in our life. We will get anxieties, but if you remember Krishna is in control, you'll be able to immediately overcome all anxieties. If you can't overcome anxieties, this means you are not convinced Krishna is in control of everything. He's not. You have not applied that point in your life. And this is actually a beautiful point. Krishna is in control of everything. It gives solace to devotees. We don't have to worry. No. Just like these children are playing. They are convinced my parents are in control. No, they are happy.
So
no problems.
So many killings in the eastern.
Why so many killings? Why terrorism? Why Islamization? Why ISIS?
I just want to see your view.
So that view is Krishna is giving them power to destroy others. Krishna is giving them power to destroy sinful people. Krishna uses bad people to kill bad people. A knife with a knife, a thorn with a thorn. He is very intelligent. So if suppose you have to kill somebody, if there's a bad person, you have to kill him. Definitely he will be, if he is bad, he will be trained in everything, guns and killings. So either you take Pavit Gaurav Prabhu and train him first.
He's trained.
You have to train him to kill, and then you send him, okay, do this mission. Now that takes time and he might fail also. Probably he is not the proper person to be trained. So that's time waste. So better is you call some other bad guy, give him some money and kill him. Easy. You don't have to train. So Krishna is very intelligent. People who are bad, he uses them to kill another bad people. So he can do things in very quickly. So ISIS and all these terrorists, Krishna is giving them power to punish us, to punish people who are doing wrong things. And Prabhupada says in one of his lecture, this Islam, so Muslims, Muhammad Ghori and all, they invaded India. They killed so many people. Prabhupada said that Krishna was punishing Brahmanas and Indians who were actually exploiting Vedic knowledge to exploit others. So he used them to do this. Hitler, how can one person kill millions of Jews? You can imagine. From where he has got this power? One person. So God gave him the power. He used them to punish Jews, because Jews forgot their scriptures. They were just enjoying. They were blaspheming God. They were eating beef and all these things. They were not following rules. So Krishna told, okay, let's punish them. So that's the idea. So nothing is out of control of Krishna. We should not think. Nothing is out of control. It makes sense?
What about Mataji's?
So cow slaughter? Well, cows are not super Paramahamsas. They are ordinary living entity who can become cows. It's not necessary. So somebody asked Prabhupada. So some cows were there in this Atlanta, New Vrindavan. So devotees were saying, Prabhupada, see cows in mode of goodness, nice cows. Prabhupada said, nonsense, they are all in mode of ignorance. They are animals. So people who do cow slaughter, they become cows in next life and they'll be being slaughtered. They will be slaughtered. Tit for tat. So it is not, even cows will be implicated into sinful reactions. The rule is, if you are living in a society which is sinful, you will have to share their sinful reactions.
Oh my God.
Even if you are the best person, you will have, why you are living there. So
everywhere is sinful, even India is sinful.
So the point is you can't go anywhere.
Yes.
That is why Mahaprabhu says, if you live in a sinful place and you're simply living, you will be implicated. But if you try to change that situation, then you will not be implicated. So if you are preaching is the only way you can get free of sin. People who are not preaching, they will definitely be implicated in sinful reactions. That's why Mahaprabhu says, Amar Agya Hoy. Mahaprabhu says, it is my order for you to preach. Otherwise you're gone. In Kali Yuga, you will share sinful reactions. 100%. So keeping quiet is like sharing sinful reactions. That's all. Either you revolt. Preaching is a revolt, no? It's a revolt. Prabhupada says preaching is like a war. So then no problem. That's why preaching is compulsory and not option. That is why everybody should preach. For preaching you have to know this. Raj Vidya Raj Guhyam. You have to learn. You have to learn this verse, otherwise what you will tell people? I don't know any verse. You'll not be able to preach. You can't preach. You'll just preach trash from your mind. Not what Krishna wants. Word to word. And you will... ISKCON, there's a trend, no? People are speaking stories, jokes. It's not bad to speak stories and jokes, but only stories and jokes, that's bad. And nothing is there. They are not repeating the message of Krishna as it is, that we have to do. For that you should know the message as it is. And how will you repeat that? So, this second point, you understand? That's a practical tip. Always remember Krishna is in full control. And for that you should know how to see He is in control. You have to apply your mind, just like this question. People are killing. So you have to see everything, how it is under control of Krishna. For that Krishna helps us to understand that in chapter 10. And third advice is, Na chahateshu avasthita. Everything is under my control, but I am under nobody's control. So what Krishna wants to tell devotees? Krishna wants to tell, fine, always remember everything is under control of God. And third practical tip is, if you want to increase your faith, never try to control God. Now, this might seem easy for you. Anybody controls God?
No. Yes.
You are trying to control God?
No.
No?
We are doing it unknowingly.
Yes.
How?
Yes.
We are trying that. How?
By desire and
We are asking
what
always.
we want.
Okay, one way is you chant His names and ask for material desires. So you're trying to control Him. Krishna, see, I am doing your devotion, so you give me this. That's one way. But most of the devotees, you don't ask material desires, no? We understand that. But still, we are actually trying to control Him. How?
Because we are taking His position.
what that means. Practically, how you're trying to control him.
Although we theoretically know that he is in control, we are in control.
How?
And we are chanting his names.
So?
Yeah, it's like
No. Here, controlling him, it doesn't mean controlling with love. Here, controlling him means really controlling him. You're trying to really control him. And how? If you close your eyes and go deep within yourself, you'll find we are trying to control him. Because the fact, see, the point is, I'll give you a practical example. You take your beads, chant Hare Krishna, finish 16 rounds, and finished. So this means that we are trying to control his name. I can start holy name, I can end holy name. It's in my control. You understand? So, but we don't chant like that. Okay, I can start anytime and I can finish anytime. That's what we think, no? That is, we are trying to control his name. Devotees do not chant like that. When devotees start chanting, they chant with a heart full of being obliged to him. By your mercy, I am able to lift this. Even lift this beads. You will not be able to lift that. So that attitude has to be maintained. You have to remember that. And when you finish chanting, of course you can stop chanting on beats, but your mind should keep on chanting. Otherwise, you are controlling his holy name. I can start, I can finish. It's under my control. And go on. So, in very subtle sense, we are trying to. Okay, if you cannot understand this, a simple answer is we are trying to control Krishna by doing sense gratification. That's control only. Is it? It is his property and we are trying to control it. So that is control only. So but he and his property cannot be controlled by anybody. That's the idea. I am the controller. I will control and nobody can control me. Nobody can control my property. Only I can control. So control also means enjoying. So the fact we enjoy his property, this shows that we want to control it. So we are trying to be controllers like God, no? And we are trying to control Krishna. One day, I will control him also. That's the idea. Can you understand me or not? If not, okay. No problem.
Some people say that if you put some mantra, yantra, or tantra, you can
Just what's happening to them? You can go inside, no? Both of you go inside. If you're not interested, go inside. Simple. Or sit properly, no? Sit properly. You listen what I am saying. Okay, yeah.
What is this mantra, yantra and tantra?
Oh, that's all different thing.
They keep some yantra in their houses, right?
Oh, just leave that. It's a different issue.
Oh.
I'll tell afterwards. It's nothing to do with this. Yeah.
Can you explain sense gratification?
Sense gratification, trying to enjoy for selfish means. Sense gratification means to enjoy without God. Prabhupada defines. We can't stop enjoyment, but to enjoy without Krishna is sense gratification. So you eat food and you have nice taste. So food is there, you are there, but not Krishna. So you are doing sense gratification. A devotee will eat food, he will feel nice taste. Food is there, he is there, taste is there, but in his mind Krishna is also there. He will think that this taste is due to Krishna's mercy. And that is devotion. So sense gratification is enjoying without God. Devotion is enjoying with God. Okay, this is nice, but this is nice due to mercy of Krishna. He will always remember that. You know, one devotee. I think who was that? I think Bhakti Charu Maharaj. Yeah, I was reading his book Ocean of today. So he said that once he went to Prabhupada when he was not sannyasi. So he was his secretary. So he asked Prabhupada, whenever I go to Calcutta, there are many sweet shops and I feel like eating sweets. He was eating that. So he says, Prabhupada, like I'm in sense gratification. It's Maya. I feel like doing sense gratification. So Prabhupada answered in a very different way. Prabhupada said, no, everything is prasad. It is mercy of God. Prasad means mercy. So that sweets is also mercy of God. But the idea was that if you take those sweets from the shop, and if you remember that this sweet taste is due to mercy of God, and this sweet taste is due to mercy of God, when I'm eating, this provision is also provided by mercy of God. So you are seeing it as prasad. But if you forget all these things, simply take, you are doing sense gratification. So that's the idea there. So for perfect devotees, whole creation is prasad. Everything. Because they see mercy everywhere. But because we are not trained to see everything as mercy, we have to offer, practice, to remember after offering that this is prasad. That also we forget. So how can we remember this whole creation is mercy of God? We are like in a very our mind is messed up. So this is all training. So Krishna mercifully accepts Krishna accepts it, that food. We cannot see, we cannot do anything. So Krishna says, okay, offer me, I'll accept it, and then you should take it as prasad. Okay. So these are 3 tips. You understand how to increase faith. So till now you might have heard how to increase faith. Till now people might have told you increase faith. Or sometimes in lectures people say, no, have faith. And then next lecture you hear and then they say, have faith. And okay, what to do? You should have faith. Generally it happens like that, no? Or be sincere devotee. So you keep on hearing be sincere, but then what to do? How do you define sincerity? How do you define faith? That is why Bhagavad Gita helps us to understand. So if you have to increase faith, you have to apply these 3 points. Apply it in your life now. Now from today apply it. So always remember Krishna is watching you. Always remember Krishna is in full control. Never have material anxieties. So no use. Having material anxieties is blaspheming God. And third is don't try to control him by doing sense gratification. Control him or his property by doing sense gratification. These 3 practical tips. So this is one meaning of this verse. Oh. I just wanted to finish. Okay, another question I'll ask you. Krishna is, through this verse, he is giving practical tips to increase faith. Okay. Is he telling something else in this verse? Is he telling something else? He is also telling his qualities. Just by. So simply by leaving sense gratification or remembering that he is watching me, this is not going to suffice. You also have to know Krishna. So you have to know his qualities. And this verse also tells you his qualities. He has very nice qualities. And one of the qualities is he is controlling everything. He is the supreme controller, no? So simultaneously he is actually telling about himself. If you want to increase faith in Krishna, you have to know Krishna. Is it? So Krishna is telling, I am supreme controller, I am supreme enjoyer, and I am supreme maintainer. He is simultaneously helping us to glorify him by telling his qualities. Okay. And then he says, now this is amazing. 5th verse he says, and yet everything that is created does not rest in me. Everything rests in me. Previously he said, everything is under my control. But now he says, everything that is created does not rest in me. So what that means? Behold my mystic opulence. So he's contradicting himself now. Previously he said everything is all beings are in me, and now he says they are not in me. So this means, Prabhupada is explaining, Krishna says I am controlling everything but not directly. That's the idea. I control everything simply by my will. Prabhupada brings the concept of will here. Sankalp. I don't have to go anywhere and do anything. Controlling needs to go somewhere, and just like these children are shouting, so you have to control them, you have to go and shout at them. But Krishna will not. Krishna will think and they will keep quiet. That's Krishna.
Just make this one.
Yeah. By will he is controlling. So this is fourth practical tip. If you have to increase your faith in devotion, fourth practical tip is always fulfill the will of God. This is summum bonum of Christianity and probably Islam. Always fulfill will of God. Will. This is devotion. So if you can understand this, you are devotee. So our whole life, Prabhupada says, our whole life, people who are not devotees, their whole life goes in planning their own life, no? But devotees do not plan, do not have their own plans. Devotees fulfill the plans of God. Let thy will be fulfilled. This is in Bible. Let thy will be fulfilled. Thy means your. Let your will be fulfilled. Your will be fulfilled. My will, there's no value. No value. Who are you? Actually, Prabhupada said, in that book only today, in that book also I was reading. Prabhupada was in terrace and taking massage, and then he said, see, one life you do Krishna consciousness. One life you don't make plans. Fulfill the plans of God. If you succeed, best. If you don't succeed, you don't lose anything, because out of so many lives, it's just one life. So next other lives you can do whatever you want. So Prabhupada's idea was this: give one life to God, fully, how much you can. Be serious. It's not necessary you have to become like us and 24 hours. That's not required. But whatever time you have, every second has to be utilized properly. That's the idea. So this is the fourth practical tip. Focus on His will, not on your own will. See His will, not your will. So in everything, you have to practice slowly, from big things to small things. So His desire, His will is to preach. People should become devotees. That's what Krishna. So we have to fulfill His desire by preaching. His desire is that, fine, these simple things. We should chant His name, so we are chanting His name. His desire or will is we should not eat meat, we should not do intoxication, gambling, illicit sex, we don't do. Minimum this should be there. Then when you advance, then you start understanding Krishna, who is He, what He wants, and then you start following His will in minute details also. What is His desire? Just like she was asking yesterday, what is His desire? How should we see our child? No? So that you have to know then. What is His desire today for us? How do we know that? So when you contact Krishna, Krishna will slowly make contact with you. He will inspire you within your heart. I want this. Do this. Just like He was inspiring Prabhupada. Go to America, do this, do this, do this. Like that. So that always understand. So you have to understand His desire by knowledge, by reading what He wants. Or maybe you can ask devotees. Devotees can tell, Krishna wants this, and you can do. And when you advance, directly Paramatma will inspire you. Do this. And you will be able to do that. So, good tips, Prabhupada says, Bhuta Bhrincha Bhutasto Mamatma Bhuta Bhavana. And the fifth practical tip is, if you want to advance in devotion, always remember Krishna is Bhuta Bhrin. Bhuta Bhrin means maintainer. Bhuta Bhritya. Bhritya means servant, Bhrit means master. He is a supreme maintainer. So always remember that Krishna is maintainer. Prabhupada said that when he was as a grihastha, he wanted to start his own business. He started his own business. And Prabhupada was thinking, I'll earn money and then I'll do my devotion also. But Prabhupada said, I was mistaken. Prabhupada said, now I know, if you simply serve him, you will get all the money. Prabhupada said that. But that needs faith. We are talking about faith now. That needs faith. That, okay, Krishna will send money, no problem. He will maintain us. We don't have to. You might not even have to do jobs. Many devotees are not doing jobs in ISKCON. Is it like that? Many devotees around the world, they don't do job. They simply distribute books and they run their life, or maybe distribute BTGs. Some devotee couples are doing that. You know this, no?
Yeah, Bhakti Prabhu and all, they are
no, but they are brahmacharis. I'm talking about grihasthas. Many grihasthas also doing in India, and they can live nicely, no problem. Or they go on preaching. So just like people give us donation, they also have and they can sustain. And Krishna will, Prabhupada says, Krishna will do magic. You might think it's not possible, but Krishna will open such ways which is inconceivable to you. He can do anything, no? He can do or not? Yes?
Yes.
Sure?
100%.
So you have to show him. You have to show your faith. You have to express your faith. Not just have faith. That doesn't.
Can we do that?
By showing him, okay, leave your jobs. And do book distribution and preach. Krishna will maintain you. He can. But you're not probably ready to do that. So, okay, you have to admit I am not ready. At least admit that. But don't say I have a lot of faith. That's wrong. Krishna can adjust both positions. If you can do good, if you cannot do, admit. But don't say I have faith, I am a devotee. You're not a devotee. That's not devotee. That we are trying to be a devotee, but that's not devotee. Devotee has absolute faith in God. In fact, when I read this verse, when I was practicing, I read this verse and few other verses in Bhagavatam. I left job immediately. I told, okay, either this is wrong, either Krishna is not there. It is all gup कहते हैं ना, gup है, ये nonsense है. And if it is true, then nothing should happen. And if something happens, we can always come back to home, no problem. Home is always there. So let's try. I thought, let's give it a try, no problem. So then, with this thought, I left home, and now still I don't have any problem of money. For last 20 years, I am there, and I don't think so. Anybody who is preaching nicely, they have problem of money. Nobody, no, nobody has. Money comes. Money itself comes. And you don't know why it comes, but it comes. In fact, some devotees collect money. Some devotees go for. I never collected money. I'm also poor in collection. That's one thing. So, but still, money comes. If you give Krishna, Krishna will maintain you. He will not let you be hungry even a single day. He will provide food. And we have practical experience for that. Of course, you might say we don't have wife and children. That's a different stuff. But that's why I gave example of grihasthas. There are many grihasthas who are doing this, and they are happy they are doing that. So, well, the point, I'm not asking you to leave jobs, but I'm telling that
कल से कोई नहीं आएगा.
ठीक है, अगर कोई नहीं आएगा तो नहीं आए, but loser मैं नहीं हूँ. So, एक बंगाली में they say, आपने डाको आरना सुने एकला चलो. You know Rabindranath Tagore? You know this? You understand this? आपने डाको आरना सुने एकला चलो. You call people, if they don't listen, walk alone. Don't worry. Let them not listen. So, Krishna is calling you, come. Devotees are calling you, come. If you don't want to listen, it's your life, okay, waste your life, that's all, finish. There are so many other people who will listen. So the point is, Krishna is not trying to discourage you, but Krishna is saying that, okay, if you don't have faith, recognize you don't have that much faith, recognize that and try to increase it. Don't be in the illusion that you have faith. Ashraddha Purusha. Assuming that you have faith, but you don't have. That's what he began this, verse like that. So that's what Krishna is saying. Bhuta Brin. Okay, fine. Krishna is maintainer. As householders, what you can do is, practically, don't spend so much time on your jobs. That you can do. Don't choose a job which will take 12, 14, 15 hours. People are doing like that, no? People are doing that. They are like, they choose such a job, they are working, no time to do devotion. You can choose a job which will pay you less, but give you time for devotion. No problem. And you will see, if you do devotion, you will get more money than before. 100%. You do that. This is manageable. This you can do. Practical advice. And actually, I told my mother had a hospital in Delhi. We have a hospital in Delhi. We had. So my mother is a doctor, so we had a big hospital, and I went and I told, see, now you're old, so you close the hospital and do devotion. You have enough money. I'm settled. My brother is okay. I'm devotee and my brother is settled. So my father told, no, from where we'll get money, and I told, don't worry, Krishna will take care. You stop hospital, do practice in clinic. She has a clinic also. Let the clinic go on. Stop hospital and you chant his names. You will get more money than before. You see. She believed. My father was shouting, but we can emotionally blackmail, sons, I will not talk to you. So I didn't talk to her for 6 years. I didn't talk to her for 6 years. I didn't talk. Yeah, I told her, I will not talk to you. Get lost from here. Then after 6 years, I wrote a letter to her. See, even if you don't understand what I am saying to you now, then this life, I will not talk to you. Next life we'll meet, no problem. One life, small life. So then she actually, then probably she was emotional, and she fought, and whatever, they closed the hospital, and she started going to clinic, but now they are earning more. She told me, I'm earning more than before, no problems. She even stopped abortion. She's a gynae, gynae. So I told her, see, this is all wrong, you should stop. And gynae practice mainly abortions in India. So I told her, this is complete nonsense. So she stopped, same practice, same money, no loss. So that is faith. That is faith. So practically that's the advice. Prabhupada says, do small job, get less money, no problem, do devotion. Krishna will manage your life. No problems. He will never make you sad. He will never make you disappointed. People of this world make you disappointed. And Prabhupada said, Krishna will never fail you. Fail you? You understand? He can do that. That is Bhuta Brin. This is a name of Vishnu. I'm going to finish. This is the name of Vishnu in Vishnu Sahasranam. Bhuta Brin cha Bhutastho. Oh, yeah, same Vishnu Sahasranam. And then Krishna says, Bhuta Bhavana. This is one of the name of Krishna. Bhuta Bhavana means, Bhuta means living entity, Bhavana means welfare. One of the meaning of what Prabhupada writes, Bhuta Bhavana?
The source of all manifestation.
Bhuta Bhavana?
Yeah.
Come on.
Source of all.
Yeah, source of
All
manifestation.
So Bhuta Bhavana means he's a source, or because he's a source, Bhavana means emotions. He is looking for the welfare of people. We should have absolute trust that he will always do the best for us. That's the 6th tip. Never think that Krishna will do some harm to you. Never do think that. Even if you're facing some reverses in your life, it might happen like that, no? We get some problems in life and then we think, we are doing devotion but Krishna is not helping. No. Krishna is always helping. But He doesn't help you in the way you want. That's the point. He has His own ways. And you can't understand what He is doing. It is always helping you. So remember this point and apply this in life. So there are 6 tips. Tomorrow I'll move forward. Krishna will give you more tips to increase your faith, help you to go approach love of God. So the name of this chapter is Pure Devotion. See, he's talking about pure. It's not just he's talking, I'm everywhere, I'm not there, I'm this, okay, done. It's not like that. If Prabhupada writes purport and you have to connect the purport with the verse, then you'll understand. So, okay. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki. Okay, any questions? I'm done. I was thinking I will finish till verse 13, but
Prabhuji, reading is one thing, rereading, but applying it. I mean, I've read so many times, but even if I read 100 times, I couldn't get what you told me now.
yeah.
That's much.
So you have to apply. If you apply, you know how to apply. It is said if you want to understand Gita, you will never be able to follow it. But if you follow it, you will understand it. So you have to follow this, then understanding will come. And then you can understand more and more and more and more. So of course in one night it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. So take one thing and follow that. What I do is, you're reading so many things. Take one tip and follow for 2 months. Apply just that point. Okay, Krishna is watching me, suppose. Just keep on thinking daily for 2 months. And then go to next point. And then go to next point. Like that, slowly, shanai uparamet, slowly your mind get trained. And then mind becomes your best friend. But we generally don't do like that, no? We generally try to understand and then follow. That's not the system. You follow and then you will understand. This is scriptures. Understand and following, that is material knowledge. Spiritual knowledge is ulta. You follow and then understand. That's what is spiritual knowledge all about. It will come. So if you want, it will come. That's why I'm here. No, I'm giving lecture to help you understand that there is something there in this book which you will understand if you follow it properly. If you try to follow it, how much you can, no problem. Not 100%, at least 1%. 1% you can follow. Slowly, gradually your soul will evolve. But generally, see, that's the point I mean to say. I might tell you many things which are very high. You might feel like that, no? It's so subtle and so hi-fi stuff, no? I can speak stories also if you want. I can tell you. I can tell Ramayana, Krishna book. But the point is, if I don't tell you this, then you will never know what is the aim of, what is the goal. Where you might be here and the goal might be like in the moon. But no problem. If you know the goal, you can proceed. If you forget the goal, then even if you are at high speed, you don't know where you are going.
Other problem is assumption that already I have faith.
And so that's the point, no? That's why I'm showing you the goal. It's far. So don't become depressed, but get enthusiasm and go forward. And Prabhupada says, in this life, you can meet Krishna 50 times. It is possible to have his realization 50 times, again and again. But sincerity is required, bas. That's all. That's it. I don't know.
Can I ask you?
Yeah.
Do you have any?
What's happening? What?
Do you have any relation of
What's happening to them? They're crazy.
till now?
Well, what do you mean by that?
Please, can you please share?
No, what?
How many times you met that?
No, what do you mean by that?
Can you please
That's in
share?
mind.
No, I don't have any
You
realization.
have, I know. That's why you
I
are
don't
able to
have.
talk like this.
Nobody
Affect
has.
us.
It is very difficult to actually have realization of Krishna. You can't, from from where words come back, from where mind turns about, that is Krishna. It's not easy. So, you have to get your own realizations. Even if I have, you have to get your own realizations. It doesn't help. You might feel inspired, like Prabhupada had realizations. So everybody has realizations, but we have some small realizations. Other devotees have big realizations. Prabhupada, he's anyway. He's a super realized person. But you know what is the question? Question is not that whether we have realizations or not. That's not the question. Question is whether Krishna likes us or not. So whether he likes our realizations, whether he's happy with our realizations. Of course, realizations are a gift of God. Right? Realizations are a gift of God. You know this? He keeps on giving you many gifts. One realization. So forget this. I don't have any realizations. It's all nonsense. I have one realization. That from millions of births I have been there in material world. That's one good realization. And even after 20 years, we are complete nonsense. This is a fact. I am telling you, this is a fact. And after so many years of practice and sincerely practicing, still we have so less realizations, so less. It's very difficult to please Krishna. Prabhupada says it's not easy to satisfy him. That's why I was telling you, to please extraordinary person, you need extraordinary efforts. Extraordinary, not ordinary. Of course, with intelligence. So, time will tell who has realizations. Whether I or you all. Time is going to tell. At the time of death, we'll see. Maybe you all go back to God and I don't go. Nobody can tell. Nobody can decide. He decides. You know why? I tell you why. Because if, like I'm for 20 years in ISKCON now, and I know so much knowledge. If I do a small mistake, even a small mistake, Krishna will count it as large. But if you do so many mistakes, Krishna will forgive you.
Oh my God.
Because you don't have knowledge. So you are forgiven. But He will not forgive us.
In the previous sloka, he says that the devotional path is very easy to perform, right?
Yeah.
Why he says that? It is very
No.
hard to achieve him or get the realizations.
No, it is easy to perform because it is full of happiness. That's why I told you. It appears easy because it is full of happiness. But it's not easy.
Happy comes when we get the realizations only, right?
Yeah. So it will come, but it will not come. It will come, who tells? But the point is, you understand why it is difficult for us to go back to Godhead. The more you advance, it becomes difficult. Because even a small mistake, Krishna will take it very seriously. We are in knowledge. We understand everything. And then why do you do this? For you all, okay, no problem.
Your expectation goes.
Yeah, expectation goes up, no?
Here is a
So,
manager.
yeah, he's a manager.
So the blacks here who are eating so much of meat, they are not.
Yeah. So that's what I was telling you, the mechanics. In India, if somebody eats meat, Indians, and if in West people eat meat, they will not have same reaction. In West, people who are eating meat and doing illicit sex, they are forgiven. They will not be so much punished. But Indians who have this culture, even they have heavy punishment. So it's not that is equality. That's what I was talking. It's not. So that is my realization. It's very difficult for me to go. Okay, any other question or we'll stop here? It's 9 o'clock. Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute.